Yeah.
I don't know why the OBS crash would screw anyone but other than him.
Yeah. Cavin has made his way to desert. Finds a little bit of cash in the big chest. There was a burrito on the
hell?
Bach torch.
I'm not fucking clicking any of this. Okay.
Oh, and when I saw Cavin typing in his names earlier, I thought he was going to say something a little nicer. Oh, and when I saw Cavin
Have no
typing in
hope.
his names earlier, I
It
thought
does
he
look
was
like
gonna say something a
Game Boy
little
has
nicer.
his stream on.
Have no hope. Yeah.
It does look like
According to the Randomizer Mania chat, he has to overrule as RM is not cooperating. Randomizer Mania chat, he has to overrule as RM is not cooperating.
Oh, was Game Boy taking over?
Audio too?
Oh, was Game Boy taking over?
Yeah. All right. It's a lot.
And we're back.
Hey. All right.
And we're back.
Cooper running through Spiral Cave.
Yeah, and I believe that was Ice Palace in the Harris slot.
Cooper running through Spiral Cave.
Yeah, and I believe that was which is pretty unfortunate dungeon to stumble across. I don't believe they have any tools to do anything in there at this moment. Pretty unfortunate dungeon. Only Fire Rod is going to be the immediate one, considering Bombos is at Lumberjack.
Yeah.
Only Fire Rod is going to be the immediate one, considering Bombos is at Lumberjack.
Yeah, we'll have to get our trackers updated.
Yeah, what kind of tracker are you using anyways? Yeah, what kind of
Looks like he's just doing it on the fly. I can definitely tell you what Cavin has. Coper, I can only guess. Just doing it on the fly. I can definitely tell you what Cavin has.
Oh yeah, and silly me not noticing that he's actively working the layout. I apologize.
Yeah.
And silly me not noticing that he's actively working the layout. I apologize. And Flute was definitely in the C shape. And Flute was
Game Boy, it looks great. If you would, whoever's tracking would like some help on what items they have, I'd be more than happy to help out. If you would, whoever's tracking would like some help on what items they have, I'd be more than happy to help. Oh, Coper finding the hammer. He does have the Moon Pearl, so he now has access to the Dark World. He also has the mirror too to do it a little bit more efficiently.
Yeah, that'll save big time coming up the wall of caves if he hasn't already been over it through some of his other meanderings.
Yes, definitely. Will we find anything good out of the 5 chests? Looking like no so far. A shovel could be great.
Yeah, the way these seeds have been going, the fetch is real.
Multi-tiered fetch. Shovel's not a good one because you can't stick that shovel spot on the edge of Turtle Rock or something like that.
Yeah, on the floating island above the mountain, right?
That would be fun.
Oh man.
Both still working their way up the mountain. I don't know if Coper is still looking for another pair of caves here. I don't believe he has the mitts to do Dark World either. Looks like he is still looking for another pair.
He heads down. Well, the other side of the pair.
Yeah, he found the back end of Spectacle Rock, which should let him know that the front end is somewhere over there.
And I forget, in Simple, basically, Death Mountain's self-contained except for one passage to get up there.
I'm sorry, could you?
I think in the Simple logic, Death Mountain ends up so that like pretty much only Death Mountain leads to Death Mountain, except for in Like in the vanilla game, there's the two passages, one to go up and one to go down as Cooper pops out.
I mean, there are some caves that are restricted to it, but there's definitely some Death Mountain caves that can appear in the overworld, and there's also non-Death Mountain locations that can appear in Death Mountain, especially with the one entrance caves.
Right, that makes sense. Oh, and Flipper's on spec. Well, under spec.
Yes, that's right. He did see those earlier. Yeah, so not much left to do in the mountain. You're going to have to go somewhere else until you feel comfortable to tackle Ice Palace.
Yeah, that's definitely a daunting task, and especially when you have to full clear it.
So I imagine he'll probably come here. He'll clean up Sick Kid, and he can go down to the library and do Mimic Cave as well, because he did find his hammer.
Indeed. What ails you, boy? Huh. Just skipping the middleman, jumping right to the B instead of the net. Maybe he's allergic. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be true. He could just be allergic to bees. Please take this bee that's been bothering me. Cavin finding his Ice Palace, saying nope, no thanks.
Do not want.
As far as the items that go, jkoper did find his flippers. He's got Moon Pearl, Flute, Hammer, Mirror, and most of those were found on the mountain. Cavin would be on his way to go ahead and find his flippers and hammer as well. And there was also the shovel on the mountain. Outside of that, I think everything has, for the most part, stayed the same. And they each just have a glove. There's no mitts in the fray yet. Cavin have to be really careful with this spiral cave. It's definitely no fun with one heart, and those mini mold worms are very unpredictable.
Definitely, more than once I've had them slip in, or if you get in just a frame late on the berries, they will...
That last one was really close. And then even this descent here is nervous because they can get you right at the beginning.
Right.
But he wisely uses his cape. Smart to remember that.
Yeah, it's one of the things you have to remember that, right, I didn't almost forget to pick this up at all from its vanilla location.
Also apologize, not sure if you can hear that, but there is a dog in the background going slightly crazy, but he does that from time to time.
He's a big Randomizer fan, it's alright. Oh wow, and another timely use of the cane to sneak past a couple more mold worms for Cavin.
He's definitely getting a lot of value out of that blue cane.
Definitely.
And there he is, finding his hammer.
Indeed.
Cooper making the decision whether or not he wants to do Swamp Palace. He can check some of it, but he does not have the hook shot, and it's quite a slog.
Yeah. Without the hook, you're going to miss a couple of keys. I guess you can't even do a full clear of it.
You can check, I think, everything but the boss and 3 chests.
So a chance he can pick up those 6 before then, but...
Yeah. This is his first trip to the Dark World, too, so he probably just didn't want to waste time on doing that when he knows there's so many other options available.
And especially knowing that it's just in its vanilla location and having the tools to get there now, it can be just fluted to than just a hammer and a lift away.
Yes. He did find the potion shop guy over at the... I believe that's a fortune teller down there. Or maybe that's just in the light world. Who knows? The vanilla locations. Every time I look over at Cavin's screen, he's basically got 1 heart.
Yeah. And Amphra's telling us that's the lakeside shop in Vanilla.
I mean, I'd argue a fortune teller is still a shop, right?
Oh, yeah. he just happened to know the inventory, too.
Yeah. No, I was wrong.
You can buy the secrets of your future.
And good use of his mirror. Here is the new location. Surprised how quickly it's been caught on to hug that wall so you can ignore the text, unless that's been changed. I don't recall.
I'm not sure.
We'll see what Stumpy's got for us this evening. Just money. Does remember that he can combo his shovel as well.
Yeah, it's always a smart move to make.
Yeah, I tend to forget it often. Especially if there's something good at Stumpy, you just take off and you forget what you're doing.
Oh yeah, if that's just the thing to get into that next dungeon, then you can always come back later until you forget.
Oh, bomb rats at the archery game. Need to wait that room to appear earlier. It's such a valuable room to find early. And he'll be doing his dig game.
With the way this seed has thrown the money at them, spend it.
I'm not sure if Cavin was trying to bomb jump to get his flippers. He didn't turn in the old man either. That's going to be really painful because those flippers are available up there, and he's not going to have a way to get back up Death Mountain. Well, I guess he could flute, but...
Right. I'm having a little trouble. I think I'm a good 5 seconds behind you.
Oh. I guess just a refresh your multi-twitch. I'll refresh mine as well.
And you're still in the multi, okay.
Yeah, I couldn't get that other one to work.
Try that again. Alright, and I've got Cavin just walking out of the forest, swapping the hammer to make his way to Dark World.
Yes.
Cool.
He had just transitioned, so actually looked like you were just a pinch ahead of me there. That's alright, though.
Yeah, it's definitely closer, it would seem, than how far off I was before, but jkoper seems to be following up with the same play.
Looks like chat's informing us that bomb jump's impossible.
I was wondering. It seemed a bit wide.
Hovering is the only way possible, and hovering without the boots might be rather difficult to do. So
yeah, it'll be even a bit harder.
All right. So they're just cleaning up their village of outcasts here. I'm not sure if they went inside Thieves Town to see what it is.
Not while I've had the stream up.
Just bombs in the Hammer House. For the most part, though. It's very kind of them to be in the same place.
We can knock this out and know what they're forgetting later. Hopefully nothing.
I think this will probably be his last house to check, and then he'll opt to go into Thieves Town unless they've already looked inside.
Cavin making his way south.
Yeah, I would imagine he might have actually hopped down to, or he might have already checked Thieves Town. Else he decided to hop down, but he can't get back up without a very long walk to get back to the Dark World.
Or a lucky find of the Titans men, but we know he's not going to get them from the digging game.
Well, those are definitely
and it looks
not
like
down
Pod
here.
and Thief.
Cooper does get a key, so he can continue. I don't believe he's found the bow yet.
No, he hasn't.
So he will commit to an impartial pod, but not an impartial Swamp Palace.
Yeah, especially when both were known to be certain early quits, but at least he has the mirror here. Otherwise, he'd be sinking a lot more time into it.
Yes.
Cavin making a disappointed walk away from the digging game. Probably to make several of the plays we saw Cooper complete earlier, going to the South of Grove spot and then up to Stumpy, and if he's got the shovel, digging.
He will have the shovel, I believe, because he does have the hammer, else he wouldn't be here. And that would be a little insensible to skip those pairs. I think the more interesting call is if he's going to go this way, he will probably be on way to the Swamp Palace as well, and will he pop in there and knock out some chest, or will he opt to, skip that and either go up the pyramid or over to the dark side of Ice Rod Cave?
Right. And that's interesting too, because with the very different ways of getting back and forth the Dark World and the entrance shuffle, the pyramid item generally gets left till you fight Aghanim, whereas Aghanim is considered almost even less of an option in this format, so you really do always have to make that trek.
That's true.
Which I suppose then dark side of the ice cave too is itself quite the trip.
Yeah. I think that location in the Light World and Dark World is just so out of the way, but I've just seen a ton of value from there too, so it's hard to justify not doing it.
Absolutely. Doesn't look like...
Just gonna pop in and see Swamp. Opting not to check it as well. Cooper seems to be doing fine with his dark rooms. Naturally, all the rooms will be dark in this game because the lamp does not exist. That's not true, but at least in my experience.
It's been a tough find in the seeds it's come up in, and I've seen a number of runners just force their way through simply because they're comfortable with it. And more power to them. The logic does not expect you to do it, and so you do sometimes commit a sequence break, which I think an entrance shuffle might not be as much of a misdirection as it has proven to be sometimes in the normal item randomizer. Because you miss a key step, then maybe you miss one of the parts of your item chain. But
right.
With this, you're just rolling the dice with every door you walk in, so...
Yeah, with not knowing which dungeons are where, it's very hard to, formulate the chain of the seed, because you just don't actually know where things are.
Right, you almost have to do a loop around just to look and then go, okay, what next?
Okay. Yeah. Cavin opting just to go up pyramid route, might even hop all the way over to Catfish. I haven't seen anything outstanding in Pod, yeah, and he's leaving. I don't think there's much else he can do.
Yeah, he's been a bit disappointed. And knowing that most of the rest of it's behind mimics, not much to do. And on the pyramid, he does opt for them, though. They're a good resource.
I think I'm still just a pinch ahead of you again. I'll reset. He was a little ways away from the pyramid.
Yeah, I've been trying to sync back up too as we go.
I have Cavin at the mini Moldorm cave right now. Lovely 5 items. I don't believe Koper has been up this way either. He's going into Skull Woods right now, which is good. You need to hopefully at least get your small key before you accidentally run into the Skull Woods area.
Right, which we found earlier at... I'm forgetting.
Ooh, a hook shot at the 5 chest cave. That's huge.
Yeah. Well, there you go, and he knows where Swamp is.
Exactly. I'd most certainly be eyeing Swamp for its 6 unique items.
Absolutely. Probably the best use of time, especially if it's Crystal Dungeon. Then you feel okay going in and finishing off Argus.
Looks like Koper did find Samaria and Skull Woods as well, so that's wonderful also.
Definitely.
Someone in chat asking when he got his Master Sword. That's a great question. I have no idea.
I unfortunately hadn't seen it.
He either got it in pod, or it would have been the other item in Skull Woods, or the fortune teller in between. Outside of that, I don't think he checked anything else. I don't remember him having it before that.
Yeah. Now, is Sword 2 one of the sprites that'll show up in a dark room? Because maybe that's why we're all so surprised.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I remember somebody saying if it has red in it, it'll show up. But then I remember something violating that showing up, so I'm not sure myself.
I believe he said he has the book as well, so that opens up that either Turtle Rock or Hyrule, and he does have a cane.
Yeah, might see another early trip to Turtle Rock. Most likely, well, definitely cut short just because we seem to be lacking the rods.
It depends if he gets the small keys early. I mean, even in a vanilla Turtle Rock, it's still possible for the fire rod to be in there. I think it's possible for it to be all the way at the laser bridge.
Yeah, and I guess really, if they wanted to, then it could just be fire and ice right there on the last 2.
Oh, that'd be brutal. No, don't do that to them. I wouldn't wish that upon anybody.
I might have just invoked my first commentator's curse. I just want to apologize to everyone for the entertaining meandering we're going to end up with.
Ooh, Blind's Hut. That's a wonderful find.
Mm-hmm. Statistically strong spot to look. We'll see if it's got more than red rupees today.
Oh, there's a cape.
That's definitely nice to have.
I don't believe that's required for anything. I think that was just a useless passage over in Death Mountain. I didn't see that going anywhere. They'd already been to the top of Death Mountain, so cape's not required.
Right. Yeah, we saw a bumper cave was set up backwards, but with hookshot, well, then you could use it for Spike Cave, but Burn is also available, and hook and boot strats for that too.
As far as who's ahead right now, I would say jkoper's ahead. I mean, honestly, as far as their routing goes, they're steps behind each other right now. I think the only difference is that jkoper has explored just a pinch more a pod, but he couldn't complete it. And if he did indeed find that Master Sword and Book and Pod, then he does have that advantage. As Cavin does not have those items currently.
Cavin apparently only just getting the flippers, unless I'm...
He just did get his flippers. I missed how he got up there. I guess I'll find out when he goes.
And I thought he'd gotten them earlier, but must have been mistaken.
He had found them, but he wasn't sure how to get across. Oh, he had just mirrored there, so the flippers were just on the actual normal entrance, whereas they had fluted up, so they never went that way. That makes perfect sense.
Koper making his way to Moldorm Cave. And Cavin about to acquire his cape in the basement.
Yep, and Koper getting his hook shot as well. I'm interested to see where he wants to go now.
Yeah. Yeah, because he had a fair look at both sides of Death Mountain as much as he could without the mitts.
Yes.
So it would seem probably a good bet for him would be to head back to Swamp. But again, it's a pretty easy thing to route in with the flute and the warp spot. So
yeah, absolutely. And with how Entrance Shuffle works too, the hook shot does lose a lot of value as far as exploring Death Mountain, because you'll probably find a way to get back and forth anyways.
Right. The disrespect to the catfish as he tries to throw a +5 arrow.
Ooh. Fat Fairy at Waterfall Fairy.
The old switcheroo.
Big items we're still missing. If you can't tell at the speed our racers are going right now, the boots are definitely still at large.
Sorely so.
They have no medallions, but they do know where one of them is. There's no bow, no mitts. And, you know, the lamp would be nice as well, and both the rods. So, still have quite a few things to be looking forward to here. Yeah, the mitts have to be required. Bow has to be required. Both the ice rods have to be required. Yeah, unfortunately we had some technical difficulties, so the trackers are not working this current moment.
That's right, and in fact, part of the race took place with the video down, so been trying to make sure we catch up on the different locations they've already been to and what they are, but some of it is just lost to the VOD.
Okay, he's gonna opt to take his Dark World portal here and check probably those 3 caves down there, and Cavin's opting to do Swamp. That's a move I really like right now.
Definitely. Nobody's got crystals yet, and we're almost 50 minutes in, man. While the entrance shuffle does run a bit longer than, well, all of the other Link to the Past formats I'm aware of, still, you want to start working on those crystals when you can.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, unfortunately, right now is
the seed has been a bit greedy.
Crystal that they can do.
Hopefully, that's for good reason. It would be a shame to see the validation arrow, 2 green rupees, and who knows what. Spike Cave, and possibly putting that cape to work.
Did you happen to catch what dungeon was over at Eastern?
I'm blanking. Was it the back of Skull? Because we've seen the back of Skull, but I can't remember where.
If we've seen it, that probably was it. Because I think that is
If
one
Jack
of the
can help
only
us out on
places that we could have seen. So
I
that
think
makes
so.
sense.
And
Okay.
then Ice Palace was at Hera. Pod at Thieves.
Yeah, so as it stands, this is legitimately the only crystal that they can get with what they have.
Yeah. It's going to have to do something, or they're going to really have to dig deep into the overworld locations to figure something out.
They've cleaned up the overworld really
that's the
well.
thing, is they've really been working on it, too.
Yeah, neither of the runners has any sort of fire source.
Yeah,
So it
that's a
takes
big
all those
setback.
options out, yeah.
I suppose if they could find a way to stumble into Hera, they could get pretty far with that.
Yeah, well, Hera was the
Tempting.
actual location was Ice Palace, so there's nothing you can do. Unless you're referring to actually finding Hera, but who knows where that's at.
It's a tricky thing to relay when we're talking about the locations versus what's at them. Because yeah, at least if they found where Hera has been swapped to, they could get through a good chunk of it and hopefully just leave the compass or the map in the basement. As Coper makes his way into Swamp now.
Yeah. Both of them finding their way in Swamp, which doesn't surprise me. They almost seem to be a little bit bottlenecked here. The advantage that Coper will have, in case this doesn't really lead them anywhere, he can go into the actual location at Desert and start doing some things there. And then I also think the actual location of Pod might be at large as well.
Which location is at Pod, you mean, or where Pod is?
Like where Pod is, the actual location of it. It's the geographical location of Pod.
Yeah. Pod was at Thieves Town, right? Because Coper worked through it. Now,
no, the opposite.
Oh, the other way. Okay, okay.
The opposite thinking there. This is tough to communicate.
It is.
Yeah, I don't think either of them have checked that.
Yeah. Now, if Ampharos is right and Pod is G Tower, that really would be a great boon for the seed. Because, as we know, one of the interesting twists on this is that Ganon's Tower becomes very important. There are so many item chests in there. And I think every race I've watched, it's become pretty much the focal point, is get in there, make 2 trips if you have to. Something is there.
It's definitely important to find it early, but I think it's probably just as important, to find the items you need to clear it. Again, that the cane and the hookshot were out there, and it's not really a dungeon you want to enter without them, unless you're really comfortable with bomb jumping.
Right.
I've seen nothing of importance in Swamp so far, which is surprising me a lot.
Yeah, definitely. As you said before, it seemed like it had to be the bottleneck. Like, where is it? What is it that's here? And have we seen Big Key?
He just skipped the chest. jkoper did, and he was in here a little bit earlier, so I would assume no.
I'm probably on Argus and probably have to go make a revisit.
Yeah. Isn't that just standard these days?
I think so. Which it's the bow. Followed by the
bow is fantastic.
Absolutely. This was the thing we needed. Because if I'm not mistaken, that opens up Pod, which they know where it is.
Yes. There's only 2 items left in Pod, if I believe, because he didn't find the compass.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing we were looking for. Because now if they end up finding If they find Eastern, then that's also completable.
Yes.
Well, plus minus the dark rooms, which we've seen Cobra doing just fine with.
Or if they happen to find Ganon's tower and the big key is not on the right side, they could complete Ganon's tower also.
That is correct. They'll miss out on 3 sword upgrades. No.
And the silvers.
Yeah, always.
Some lovely menuing here for Argus. Don't you wish you had that quick swap right about now?
Potentially. The inventory is sparse enough that if you were used to the number of clicks,
It looks like
that's one that bends my mind.
It's just 2 buttons left and right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, actually, and apart from the 2 pause hits, it's yeah. So literally just the start menus. Yeah, tick 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 tick. But still, he's making pretty good work of it.
Yeah. Thing like those pause buffer strats, they work out. I just have to be a little careful here. I don't know. He does have a fairy, so he'll be all right. Ooh, he's gonna opt for spin slashes. That's gonna take quite a few.
Yeah, with the fighter sword.
A little easier and safer to connect your hits, but well, not when he lands right on top of you.
Yeah. Speaking of connecting, but at least he has that fairy. I'm blanking on if he really got desperate, would Berna actually do any to Argus? I know it's a popular desperate strat on blind that I'll fully admit I've done plenty of times myself.
I'm not sure if Berna damages Argus, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a very idiosyncratic weapon, and there we go, big T on Argus. I guess it had to be.
I think that's actually... No, he did. He went into Swamp a little bit, so he did fully check Swamp.
I think so. Furium points out that you can't spin while you have Burma, the Cane of Berna going because it...
Yeah, you can't spin slash, but I guess what was up in question
kind of a perma.
Berna did actually damage him itself.
Right. Yeah, which I guess if that was the case, then he could have also opted for a cape strat, where if you spam your sword slashes, the magic is depleted just ever so slightly less quickly.
I didn't know that, actually.
That's another one of the ones I learned from watching and not necessarily doing.
Well, that big chest didn't pay off for him much.
Unfortunately.
Well, it actually did pay off for him, but not in the way you'd like.
Right. Thank you, Ampharos, for the explanation there. Turns out the reason you can't spin while you spark is that they're basically using the same parts of the game, so they just said no, not both at once.
No, too much sparkles.
Yeah,
this game doesn't like sparkles, so I guess if you...
I mean, they hand you a bag of them, though. That's a little bit... I'm getting mixed messages. As Cooper finishes his Argus fight and treks back in. Cavin checking out the cave by the pegs on both sides of the map.
This will be wonderful, too, because we get to finally see what's in Pod. Actual physical, geographical location of Pod.
Right. Kind of nice, just on the offhand, the Seed hadn't given them all the money. Rupee farming cave there.
Yeah, we'll wait for that.
I was going to say, it'd be such a trolly Seed if the enemy RNG does that to them.
I've been trying to write down some stuff too. It's hard to keep
mostly
track
trying
of
to keep-
everything, but
Mhm.
I don't know if they've been to Mimic Cave yet, which was at the library.
Right, I only remember someone finding it, but I don't know if anyone returned with the hammer. And Molly, Ganon's tower in this setup cannot be at Turtle Rock because Turtle Rock is a 4-entrance dungeon where Ganon's tower only has 1, and with the logic they mix it up so that T-Rock, Castle, and Desert can be interchanged with each other, and then all the 1-entrance dungeons can be mixed up amongst themselves. We
Noted too
have
that Cavin did skip the I guess pod sanctuary cave. I really don't know how else to describe that big hub. but he walked right
I know
past
which one
it.
you mean. The basically Dark World Sir Hasrilla.
Yeah, I suppose.
Or I guess it's I know I'm thinking of that backwards now. Never mind. Man, so we have Thieves Town and Pod and Thieves Town. That won't be confusing.
Oh, Thieves Town is a pendant. It looks like Eastern Desert Palace and Thieves Town are pendants.
Right.
Not sure which one's the green one though. But this is a wonderful dungeon to stumble across.
Absolutely, it's a pretty easy clear when it comes down to it. Apart from well, if you can get the thief or the blind fight on the first try and go scripted, then I mean, if you're
Yes.
practiced on it, it's cake. Otherwise, if you get too used to that and you have to go back in, it can be a struggle.
He's also got his blue cane too, which he's shown he's not too shy to use as well. So I think
Absolutely.
he'll probably be all right.
Yeah, and this is, as we were saying, one of the bosses it's quite effective against. As Coper finds one of the rarer and more forgotten shops in the game just a minute ago that sells arrows and the red shield. I had actually been under the impression you couldn't buy arrows in the game.
Right? Yeah, that one.
Yeah, and that little it's normally in that little forgotten house, I guess, west of the pyramid.
Coper is checking the cave that Cavin skipped. Cavin will not be punished by it. It was just
unless he's hurting for hearts.
I think right now he'd be happier with a few more, but
he's got a full magic meter and a big blue cane, so
that's true.
Yeah.
He did dump his fairy earlier, though.
Yeah, that was a bummer, but needed to complete the task. Sneaks in to bomb the... Pick up some compensation for the bomb.
Do
you recall where Berna was?
No, he got that really early.
He did. Amphros pointed out, and surprised that Coper hasn't found it. It must have just been one of those.
I think like right when I turned my stream
gambles.
on, he had gotten Berna.
Ah.
And we were already like a couple minutes behind, so I had
Right.
a tough time trying to connect what was going on. I think I just saw a blue cane, and then my attention was needed elsewhere.
Right.
And I mean, Coper had a little bit of a lead. What's interesting now is finding that bow in Swamp. That means Coper has to backtrack there and do all of that, and also that will lead Cavin there, so he's not necessarily going to be punished for not exploring it early, and he'll probably find those items as well. As far as this race goes, in my opinion, they are about dead even right now.
I would agree with you. It seems, I mean, even just dungeon for dungeon, there are rooms behind.
Yeah. We'll have to take a little bit longer, in Pod, but at least he's already been there. Or, I mean, at least he has to go do it. They both have to go back.
Right. And so that probably will be the place. If we see a switch, it'll be there and on execution. Or maybe it'll just even out and we'll have the perma high five till the end.
Pod is Crystal 6, and I didn't see Crystal 5 on the dark map, so that would assume that Hera would be 5 as well, unless I just didn't see it on the dark map. Because it's the only crystal in the
I
light
happen to
world.
miss it as well. And we do have confirmation now. We have Skullwoods at Eastern.
Okay. He's gonna have a tough time finishing this up, but you know he can check this chest.
Which I think is what we saw Cavin do earlier. He went down for the single chest and bailed out.
Oh, that's a shame too, because it was a key. It gave you the one trip there if you happen to have a fire source.
Right, you could just power right through.
Coper was in pod. I guess he had mirrored out whenever he had gotten the first 4 to go check Skullwoods. I guess he doesn't really want to do this pendant.
I can understand the hesitation in general for not wanting to get to your pendant dungeons just yet. From what I've seen of the seeds for this, I will say that were it me, and not that it should be, these guys are running circles around me as I speak. I figure you just get to the bottom, you bring Blind back up, and they've got a good number of hearts at least. I've seen the seed push the runners into Thieves Town with 5 or 6 hearts and green mail, and it's been a mess. I forget if that was one of yours earlier this week.
I had like 8 hearts in mine. I just wish I would have had them all going into the fight, but
yeah.
Mine wasn't.
And of course,
so bad.
you wouldn't have made a mess of it either. Yeah,
I still die to blind all the time.
He's deceptively difficult with the pattern heads firing the beams, and then especially in a randomizer where you're not sure to have that red shield. At this point in the vanilla game, of course you've found the waterfall of wishing. Of course you've dropped the shield in. But even then, if you just happen to be turned the wrong way, well, there goes a heart.
It looks like Birna was in Desert Palace. So my sources tell me.
Thanks, Chex.
Oh, come on. Don't give him the credit of calling his name.
Nah,
just thanks, Chex.
Chex allegedly human.
Alright. So Cavin doing some of the overworld things that Coper has already completed. What was it, 50 rupees from Zora, if I recall?
I think it was a heart container, maybe a piece. King Zorb playing the Gigolo did.
Definitely nothing of importance. I don't know how comfortable Cavin is with dark rooms, but Pod would definitely be a strong play right now.
Definitely. And that may end up making a difference for the race today, too, if it turns out he's not, because I haven't seen Cobra hesitate a one bit to just walk right into where he can't see.
Yeah, they don't bother him. Cavin did forget the waterfall cave.
Oh, he did, yes. And now that was a double chest. It was at the wishing fall, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that was the funny switcheroo.
Yeah, there wasn't much there, but I do believe he forgot about it. I'm curious where he's going now.
Maybe he realizes and is heading back?
That could be
that's the portal. Yeah, must have heard us. Whoops.
Tell him to close chat.
Yeah, jeez.
That's exactly where he's going.
Yeah, smart play. Realize it late, but at least you realize it. Doesn't
like, thank God I remembered this. And then he'll be like, well, never mind.
Coper employing the don't move strats against blind and finding that sweet spot between a triangle of red. Going in for the last couple of hits.
Alright. So he's using his portal down here.
And
I can
wondering
only
if he's got more overworld?
He might be going to check those 3 caves.
Oh, Dark Ice.
Yeah, Dark Ice Rod.
Right, and without the mitts, then or no, you'd get locked into Ice Palace anyway. A shame that this is seems like the quickest route, or unless there's a backdoor out of the warp at number 5.
Actually, I think right now what makes this seed ugly is if you have something important like Titan's Mitts or whatever, or even the Fire Rod can be locked over in Ice Palace, and then say you have to go over to the Desert slot, which is high roll, to kill Aghanim to get your bombos.
Oh yeah,
that's now my my new dream in life.
Yeah. Well, so far still alive, and I think we're gonna.
All right.
Oh, we're getting a hobo check. I think. Dark World warp to get the quick access.
Cavin noticing his spike cave, but opting not to do it immediately, which is smart because he still had a couple other caves to check. Because he's probably gonna want to save and quit out of there.
Right. And a little insurance heart.
Yeah, there you go.
I think he wanted something else on that shelf, but unfortunately, they're limited.
That'll change everything. Oh yeah, he's spent all of his spending money on Zora.
Yeah. Got the wrong kind of hearts for it too.
But he should be able to get past this with no problem with his favorite item in the game so far.
That'd be an interesting thing to throw into the stats at the end. See if we got some favorite items. I wonder if strategies would just kind of prevail over that, and a lot of the numbers would always look the same, though.
Mine would be the cape. I'm scared of everything.
Hey, it works, man. And you've probably been economizing it without realizing with the slash.
Probably not.
Who knows?
That seems like a good thing to do, and I don't do those.
The one I really like the cape one is the dash strap for Vitreous. Barrel through all of them. Don't worry about.
Oh yeah, that is definitely fun. I was tickled pink when I first saw that.
Yeah, it's cathartic when you get the vanilla big key.
All right, so Koper going here, and if a person who shall not be named was correct, he might find a cane over here. Hey, our sources are
there. It is
are accurate. Cavin looking like he might want to go down and clean up Pod, and I wouldn't be surprised if Koper is about to follow very quickly behind him. This race is actually like very close right now. This is incredible.
The seed's been doing a fine job on its own of regulating it, and the runners are making, as much to my reckoning as I can say, they're making intelligent choices. So there's only so many places you can go with the gear you have.
Yes.
I guess we're gonna find out if Cavin's okay with the dark rooms or not.
Oh, that's something we'll find out soon too. Desert was cleaned out also. That's both items there.
Right.
Oh, is he not checked this yet? Man, this is such a premium location to... I mean, there's nothing there, but... Man, I would never skip a drop down.
Yeah, I mean, especially, I mean, they have already found Ganon, but that's prime info. You've got the Thieves' Hideout, potentially Lumberjack.
I suppose if he knew, I don't know which ones haven't been seen yet, but obviously if he was keeping track, he hadn't seen the Fairy Cave, which that one was, and then if it was Bat Cave or something else, he doesn't have powder, so I suppose at that point I wouldn't worry about it.
That's true. If you know that you can't make good on it, then...
Very surprised that was his first trip into Hyrule Castle, though. And he's also, you know, the only one that's had access to get into Desert to see which one that one is, and he hasn't gone there yet either. Here's this Mimic Cave, though. I've been wondering if it was forgotten or if I had forgotten it.
Yeah, and we'll see if it ends up paying off.
Actually, just better left forgotten, so that's on me.
That's on the Mimics, I'll say, or the bad moles, as I learned they were called earlier.
Bad moles?
Yeah,
That's a
not
good
just
name for
moles,
'em.
bad moles. Makes you feel a little less bad about bonking on Link Between Worlds if you've played that.
I haven't. Or actually, I did play that game.
Eh.
I don't remember much of it. I kind of binge played that game. It was fun though.
That was about how I did it too. I was so excited when it came out, and taking place in a very similar high. Oh, mitts.
Ooh, and they were bow locked.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. So the swamp play was necessary to get the mitts.
Mitts are huge too. That's
Yeah, I mean that's
all the
yeah.
dungeons open right there, except for whatever's at the physical geographical location of the Skullwoods dungeon.
Right. Way in the back of the woods. Hey, we're gonna need that fire rod if we see that. That could be about as trolly as getting
Tablet
7
check here.
crystals. Oh yeah. But yeah, that could be about as trolly as getting all 7 crystals for the vanilla GT location if the fire rod just doesn't show up.
Hmm.
And that's right, Orphis. Mitts and Pod bow blocked. Thanks, Amphris. All right.
They're gonna have to get the fire rod. I mean, they don't have to get the fire rod to complete Skullwoods, but it's
It's definitely helpful.
the logic's going to be there. So, and that's a crystal.
Right. And we're finding out Cavin is not afraid of the dark as Coper makes his way into Turtle Rock. Thing left for the backwards hallway.
It might be beneficial for him to get key locked out of here, just so he can find his mitts and
Yeah, right
do
now
that.
he's
But it depends on what he finds. If this is just a wild goose chase, you'd be happy
Right.
to not spend too much time here.
having to miss the rooms on the right because, as we said, no fire rod yet.
Getting a little nervous on Cavin's end. He's got 2 hearts and got the dongos breathing down his neck.
I was gonna say, and he's been in that room for a while. That can be it's one of those things. The longer you take, kind of your probability of getting through goes down. So hopefully he can make a wise move if he needs to. But it seems like he's making a dexterous one instead. Good on him. Oh,
He died there. And jkoper did get key locked out of Turtle Rock, so I imagine he's going to be heading over to Pod to get his mitts. Ooh, oh, well, I mean... Cavin did get his, he got his mitts out of Pod, even though he's abandoning it. And this is my first medallion check. I've been waiting to see if that that Bombos is just going to appear and just sink the hearts of our runners.
oh, and of course, okay. I saw some stuttering on.
I did too. I was about to
Quake for
cry.
Meyer. And the bomb shop is in the Meyer shed. That's a good one.
Yeah, he's been liking those houses as of lately. Must be the weather.
Yeah. If you keep the gunpowder wet, it reduces the accidents.
Okay, Coper's climbing up the mountain to check the tablet. I was trying to piece that one together.
Right, because he found his book.
What would the ether tablet bring us? Another bomb upgrade.
A different golden thing.
Ooh, okay, half magic was on the ledge. I saw someone mentioning
nice.
that. I just didn't see what it was.
And definitely a good pickup. Especially if he uses that cane as much as it has been. Oh, might need to get that set when he walks back in.
This is it's a really interesting play. I really hope he doesn't flute here. He goes on the other side. He has his cane. He has half magic. You have 4 chests just sitting there right in front of you on the laser
right up
bridge.
the laser room. Half magic, cane of Burno, or the cape.
Really unfortunate he didn't consider that option. He's probably just thinking non-entrant shuffle. I need a cane.
Right. And that is one of the tricks the game can play. We saw that it was required for full runs at this point that you do Turtle Rock a bit out of order.
My guess is this is going to be GT. Yep.
Oh, wow, yep.
It was starting to make a little bit more sense that Ganon's Tower wasn't going to be in its vanilla location just because of how many items that they were missing.
Yeah, it seems like this was the place they needed to go. And there's Ether. But we're looking for...
Laser Bridge actually isn't the one. It's the one you can't access.
Oh, jeez.
I knew that. That's my bad.
Yeah, mine also. He'd be hook-shotting over to a big chest that he could open if he went through the back. I guess that's why we're up here, huh?
So, smart move by him.
Oh, and the lamp. On the lamp.
He wants that lamp very bad,
Oh,
too.
gosh, yeah, no boots. I kind of forgot for a second when I saw it. Oh, jeez. That's
telling the story that the boots are going to be in here, though.
Hopefully. Otherwise, I don't know where else they could be at this point.
I mean, the cane was in pod.
Right.
So... He's not gonna find the boots on the right side.
There you go. There you go. Lucky number 4. And the silvers. Cooper has found his way back to pod then. That'll be a good thing for him. And he had already handled, I think, all the upstairs dark rooms. See if he's afraid of turtles or not on the down low. I will admit that
room
in that case I am.
Tricky. Yeah, with no fire rod.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure finding his mitts will give him some courage, though. He'll be very happy to see those very shortly.
Makes his way down the conveyors. Cavin puts his boots to work, skipping a fire snake cycle.
Yeah, Cooper getting his mitts.
Woo!
Here are going to be 2 sword upgrades and the Triforce probably in the rando room. If you know,
it's going to be all 4 pieces of the Triforce.
He didn't go in the rando room, and he just now realizes it. That's not that easy to backtrack to, if I recall.
Oh, yeah. He's probably gonna have to make the trip back if I'm.
Ooh. You can't skip that room.
Yeah.
Not as of recently.
Oh, and he throws the pots.
His pot. I think this locks you out. No, okay.
Did the reset. Earlier in the week, and I may be pointing to you again on this, somebody pulled an awesome bomb jump across that.
Yeah, it's a very easy bomb jump, and I did it like a coward.
But still, people weren't expecting it because in, you know, Rando and NMG, it's like, well, of course you bonk across that gap.
I just hadn't done. I mean, it's very unusual to need it, and I could not remember where that edge was, and I was trying to find it, and then I was just slowly scooting, and I fell off anyway. So.
Yeah. But still, to pull it off at all. Some people wouldn't even think of it. They just go, well, I can't bonk, so I either got to do it the long way or have to hope Armos doesn't have what I'm looking for.
Narmos didn't have anything good there. He did find his big key, though, so at least he'll be able to check the big chest, but forgetting those 4 chests...
Yeah, he's gonna want to make sure he gets back over there quick. It's a shame because he only had to make a short trip to get the lamp, but he's just added another... Well, he's got the mirror, so maybe a 30-second ad.
Cooper is still killing turtles. I think there's only 1 left. Oh, still another one. Cavin will not have that problem, though, because he just grabbed his Titan's mitts and bailed, so...
right.
And it paid off with the lamp.
Finding his lantern and opting to go up and I guess come back for this later. I mean, he's got what he needs to finish, so...
And no idea what's at Pyramid, but I do know that we've seen Fairy, so that will guarantee that whatever is at Pyramid will be at least an item.
So
inside
it's
of it.
Smart. Right.
It's gonna be a very bold thing to skip those 4 chests. I think I might have gone back for them.
Yeah,
but,
and actually, now that I think about it, yeah, with him if he finishes the Aga fight, he's going to be pulled away from the location.
You know what? Actually, something that's not necessarily so unreasonable. It was a mistake, but maybe to skip it now is the fact that he doesn't have Kane, and he might be thinking, I have to come back here anyways. I might as well wait till I find the Kane.
That's true. I was mixing that up and thinking he had Samaria already. So, not actually all that much of a time loss, especially when he has the...
Yeah, the only reason he doesn't have Samaria is because he didn't succeed on his first trip through the dark rooms and pod, which was where Samaria was.
Right.
Right, but pod being cleaned up, so he'll do some hammer, not hammer dashing, I guess hammer walking here.
Yeah, one at a time. It's funny the way the 2 routes are intertwining now. If Cooper had the boots and if Cavin had the cane.
Yes. Everything's been there for him, and it's very surprised that, you know, there is even a divergence of items, considering, like, at, you know, the last 30 minutes or so, it seemed like they were just step for step.
Definitely.
Oh.
Cavin having just a bit of trouble getting the silvers to land.
And Sriracha making himself very hidden from the public.
Oh, yeah. And did I see a couple of big rupee pickups down there?
Yeah, I think all I saw was money. I didn't see anything good. Gavin's like, where's my cane? I don't have it. Does Ether work on these guys?
There it
Sure
goes.
enough does. He knows more than me.
And that's a bonus, too, if you don't remember movement in there. I'm sure that wasn't what he was going for.
Yeah.
And
I either
see it
use
again
cane or just panic. So.
Yeah. Heck, and even though it is the whole animation, it's actually still pretty quick.
Yeah.
Especially in that 4 room. If you miss the 3-hit with the block, then you end up having to fight him off with the sword. Oh.
I didn't even think about the fact that you need a light source to finish these, so it was a good thing you found it.
Yeah.
And also, that was a magic powder for the Smith turn-in.
Oh, nice.
I don't recall if I've seen the actual location of the Batcave.
Not yet.
Oh, he's trying here.
And he's got those boots.
He should have it here.
Yeah, there he goes.
Hopefully he can pull off the next room.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a little tricky with the
Got run,
torch.
yeah.
I've actually
Oh,
personally never
Sparks.
done it, so...
Oh, no. Right, he's got to start in the top right. He's thinking of the fire rod method.
You can actually still hit that if you get on the right pixel.
Oh, wow. Oh, and Sparks.
Alright, he's got it, though. Yes. He's better than me. He did not forget to get his key.
An easy thing to do. You find that door and say, well, I've already got it.
I'd also like to take this moment to correct chat here. Someone said that that room is fun in 2x speed. That is incorrect. That room is not fun at all.
I do stand by my co-commentator on this matter.
That might be the hardest room in the game.
Yeah. I'm playing it at the end of a run, too, if, you know, your thumbs just slip.
Some say this is Moldorm 2. I'd argue that in this case it's Moldorm 1.
Indeed. And in this modern age, I think, you know, we can all do it with a little prequel action. We can go back to Moldorm 1 if we have to.
And Coper went up to Dark Death Mountain on the side he couldn't access, which will also be high roll if, well, he won't be able to get into it unless he happens to find a Quake medallion over there, and that happens to also be Quake. He's not going to find any of the other two over there.
Right. And Amphros had pointed out earlier what you were deducing, that Bombos can't be on there because otherwise you can't beat Aga to get Bombos.
That's a very good point.
Yeah. Hookshot Cave is just full of love. Cavin has a very nice Aga 2 fight.
It is Ether, which we know is locked in Ganon's tower. I think, right? That was the one he picked up there?
I think so, yeah. That was in,
jkoper's hot. He doesn't have Ether.
I might just want the portal, I guess.
I mean, he was already in the Dark World.
The uncle having a drug trip in the secret passage.
Oh, did he just pick up the mushroom there?
He did. And now we saw the potion shop at...
He is at...
Was that at Lakeside?
Yes. He's at that shop that's not a fortune teller.
Right. Coper about to find his bomb shop and learn Quake is required from...
Yes, seems interesting. Like Coper's executing a little bit better, but he's just happening to find everything in the opposite order that he needs to.
Man, it seems like it. For vanilla checkerboard spot. Cavin heads back to Pod. Face the dark.
All right, yeah, that Bombos is still very much at large. Then there's no fire rod. The fire rod can be in those 8 chests in Ganon's tower that we haven't seen the location of because they were either locked because you didn't have the cane or forgot about the 4 chests.
Yeah.
And then after that, they can't really get anywhere else without going to do Ice Palace. They could finish up Desert, but there's no item there.
Right, and with it only being the pendant and...
It's not going to be a pendant required seed, or a pedestal required.
And was it blue pendant?
I have no idea.
Okay, because then the only thing you could possibly figure out is if Sahasrara has something, but even then, Cooper still has to find his way to the tower to get a light source.
Yeah, he's going to find his way to the tower pretty quick here.
I think so. Of course, Cooper having a couple more options here.
Yeah, he's opting to do some backwards turtle rock. This is an interesting move here. I'm not sure how I feel about this, just because you're going to get this one key here that
you have to go take somewhere else that it's not really for.
Well, yeah, but there's that. But I mean, this key has multiple places you can use. Meaning, like, if there is something that's essential over here, you could key lock yourself. So there's probably not going to be anything worthwhile.
My opsies right on there to head out to the middle section.
Yeah.
Check what leads him to another key.
If anything, I feel like that was forced to either be a small key or it would give you the big key, which would then open up the big chest to give you a small key.
Seems right.
It's probably not right, but that's how my brain perceived it. Alright. He's going to be very happy when he stumbles into G Tower here, and he will be able to complete all of it. I'm very curious to see what's in those 4 chests in the rando room, and also the ones that are
because that's going to... Absolutely. And those 4 in the rando room that I just have a feeling are going to prove to be very important for cavin to have missed. And there we go, Ether, first chest. And
yeah. Yeah, if you happen to overlook the fire rod there, that's going to be devastating.
Absolutely.
But then again, if it isn't there and you have to go get Bombos to do the fire rod and he opts to do that, he's actually got a sizable lead. So
right, if he decides to take the risk, he will have foresaw the seed. Foreseen this?
What?
Going for silver strats, going for silver strats on Helmassar, which was something that
Cooper couldn't do. Yeah, he also got to see what he was doing when he was killing turtles.
Another thing that Cooper couldn't do. And then, as I said that, Cooper picked up the silvers. Funniest little lockstep.
I get to see what his next move is. Honestly, I'm curious.
Yeah, at this point,
I don't know what I would do, to be honest.
And they haven't found where Hera is located. I think
I think Hera has to be in the Meyer slot. You're going to have Hera in the Meyer slot, and then you have Eastern Palace at Ganon's Tower. I think those are your only 2 options, unless I'm missing something. No, or I take that back, because we don't know what's in Skullwoods yet.
True. So we do have those openings.
So what's the... You're going to have Meyer or Hera in Skullwoods and Meyer. Those are your options. Eastern, yes, definitely in Ganon's Tower, though.
Right, being the pendant, you require the 7 crystals to get, so it can't be the rest. Got money, key,
okay,
more arrows,
he's all right then.
Oh yeah, he bails out.
He knows something we don't know. He's saving time.
Am I running a treasure game out of the King's Tomb? Princess will not be pleased.
It's actually illegal gambling. It actually makes perfect sense. That's a good place to put it.
Right? Nobody would suspect.
What is in here?
Oh, Bat Cave.
He doesn't have powder.
Ah, shucks.
Which powder was,
Coper has it from... Oh, goodness. The blacksmiths.
Yes, that is correct. Okay. Now this will be interesting. He's obviously going to be heading up to the Dark World here. Will he decide to kill Aghanim?
If he's as stumped as I am, he might go for it.
I don't know if... Wait. I don't know if his tracker is... No, Samaria was in Skull Woods. It wasn't in Pod. So he hasn't been to Skull Woods yet.
You're right, yeah.
He's obviously going to check those chests and escape. And I mean, if he finds the fire rod, then you don't have to worry about it. Alright. Did Coper not do the, he's probably... Oh. I don't think he's gonna do the, Yeah, yeah, because I mean, there's the tile room chest, but the fire rod can't be over there, so...
Right. But yeah, I guess trying to force your way through all those Gibdos and the Floor Master and all that.
Yeah, it could be done.
But yeah, I guess technically it's possible that they both passed up on the fire rod. One voluntarily and one because...
Well, I mean, it's not gonna... Well, unless it's tower room, but...
Yeah,
that would just be really unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's terrible, actually.
Yeah, it would, I know nobody likes to wade through that.
Alright, so brand new area. This will be good old Hyrule Castle.
It has to be.
Yes. As far as go mode is required for any of them, you're going to need Quake and both your rods. And that should be good. Whatever it takes to get those, you know, that's a different story. But that's
I was gonna say
the bare bones of what you need right now.
Have we confirmed if Ice Rod is as trolly in entrance as it is in normal randomizer?
I mean, they don't have it, so I'd say it's confirmed.
Yeah, so far. I just know in a number of the other seeds we had items get in the way, such as the mirror.
Being an hour and 40 minutes in and you're still missing 3 items, I would be really curious.
Wow, we are already an hour and 40. Feels like we barely just started, and maybe it's just the
a lot of stuff going on, but
yeah, it's amazing. There's so much and so little.
This seed has actually been really interesting so far, though.
Definitely. Cavin just opting to slash our spike friend. For a small key.
He does remember about the back chest. That's good. I think the moment of truth is going to be his next action that he takes after he finds this chest.
course, that'll partially be influenced by what's in it, because if we have a fire rod in a dank sewer, then
That's true too.
he's got some options, but otherwise it's going to be...
He also has Mimic Cave to check too, which is right on the merry way to Aghanim.
It is. Oh, just some spending money.
Koper did not pick up that key. I guess he
Oh,
doesn't
jeez.
need it. He doesn't need it.
That's correct.
Well, actually, he does need that key.
Wait, does he?
Was there... If he wants to go back, he still has
to go back. Yeah, I was only thinking of getting to Ag, but yeah, you're right. The key probably he's displaced one. Oh, jeez.
I'm not 100% sure. I mean, this was his first trip into G
Yeah.
Town.
Well, then, yeah, I guess it depends on what's in tile room. As
If it's not a key there, you have
Sports
to
F.
go all the way back up.
yeah, and what a displacement. And then I guess
I think it might have to be a key there,
mhm.
because you could still use your other key. Okay, Cavin is opting not to do Aghanim.
Interesting. He's thought of something not surprised.
I mean, he still has other places to check.
Right, you
But-
mentioned the Mimic Cave location on the way up, and
Oh, we just checked that. There was nothing
I
there.
missed it.
So he... I'm not sure if his tracker's up to date or not, but I feel like he should have his book. But I mean, I don't even think he's been down here either.
Yeah.
So to him, it might still seem to be a low percentage play just based on the areas that he's actually currently checked.
It seems likely. At the very least, he's gonna... Oh. No, I guess he's done with Death Mountain.
To be fair, that chest and if he didn't, or that cave in the bottom left there, if he didn't already check it, that is a very obscure cave location.
It is the the Dark World Death Mountain Great Fairy.
You could be looking at a map and might actually forget where that's at.
Right.
Right.
But now he's in the...
Yeah, it looks like he's
is Mimic.
probably
Right,
at that
he's-
point where he's looking at his notes. I don't believe the mushroom has been turned in on either account either.
I was just thinking that. Looks like that's where he's off to.
Actually looks like he's going to desert, and this is not wise because there is nothing here.
Right.
So if he wasn't counting items, he doesn't know that. Unless this happens to be the green pendant, then this could be the greatest play ever. So we'll see.
Yeah, the only time I get to look at the map. Chat no is desert green.
Opting to use the cape, but I do believe he had the Master Sword.
Says
Yeah.
invincibility items.
He does like them. It's the pacifist way. Someone said they think East is blue, so this is a green pennant. That'll be interesting, but I don't think he knows where Sriracha Man is, so I don't think he's checked that location yet.
Right, that was Koper who had found.
Yeah, he was on the hammer pegs.
Right. keeping out of the limelight. Too much fame from all the vanilla runs.
Yeah, everyone comes by. Hey, can I get your boots? And he's like, no boots anymore in this logic. Go home.
Do you want this ice rod? I got a very nice ice rod.
Yeah, Coper can also do magic bat because he found the powder. No idea where that's at. I didn't actually recall what was on the pyramid when they dropped down. If he did or not, I don't remember.
Bat was at, I think it was at the escape spot, fall down the grave. Or I guess that's really sank in this logic.
I thought that was fairy. Be interesting.
I could be wrong. Pyramid was Uncle on drugs.
That's right, pyramid was Uncle.
Thanks,
Correct.
Mono.
Alright, so he got his green pennant. I don't believe he knows what to do with it yet. Maybe he does, though, because he's going to the right spot.
Yeah. Oop. I was wondering about those monk rocks.
In his defense, it does look like there should be a cave there.
Definitely, and especially there's a number of places where there's just a path and rocks, so why not? And the bug net. Now we know he has to go to Aga 1.
Yes, he's got everything he needs now.
Yeah. All he has to do... Oh, and we get the awesome palette swap.
Yeah, Batcave was at the Sanctuary.
Thanks again, Mono. The dark 4.
That was a little early for us. We missed quite a bit of that.
Checking out Dark World House, and then probably going right over to check those bonks again.
Yeah.
He's got a tree living there.
It's a very easily forgettable location, in my opinion.
Yeah, especially for anyone who's only familiar with the item randomizer. Because not that there's anything there in the light world either, but I feel like nobody even goes near the house in Dark World except to pick up the super bomb if it ends up required.
Yes. I think Coper did check both of these.
Yeah. Agnes Cave, and what's he got for us? Nothing memorable.
So, almost 2 hours in, they have 2 crystals. I think we're well on our way here.
It's gonna be a long night.
No, we're very close. It's just that one item is...
We're right on the cusp of another one of those breakthroughs like the bow. We had been wondering, okay, well, they can only go to Swamp, and now... Where
Coper's
is it
had enough here, and he's gonna go get his bombos.
Yeah, this might be it. Like, this might be the play. You have to go get the bombos to go get the Ice Palace.
It's 2 opposite plays, though. We have, you know, bombos to Ice Palace, which could give you... I mean, the odds are both the same, too, because he's doing his fetch quest here. That's 2 items, whereas Ice Palace has 3.
Right. And I think Kevin's... Hopefully he remembers that he came to the right spot in the wrong world. Is he walked into that?
Looks like he's going back, yeah.
Because in your defense earlier, that is the fortune teller shop in Light World.
I told you it was there.
Yeah. It's just in the back. So it looks like he does know, and he's going to head back. Only go to Swamp, and now... Where is it
had
that
enough here.
And survey says tempered.
Nice to have, but
yeah, definitely
not necessarily what you're looking for.
Especially with the bosses that we have left, but yeah.
That's definitely true.
A
Very
different
handy.
a different red item would have been so much better.
Yeah. The red boomerang would have been nice.
Oh yeah, I mean it makes hitting those switches and they already did GT. Never mind. Although I guess they both have quite a bit left to do.
We actually know where the red boomerang is at too.
Oh yeah, wasn't it a vanilla bumpercade top?
Yes. Ooh. Okay, this will be interesting.
Going for the front of Skull Woods.
I'm not sure if he has the book, so maybe the book was here too. But this might actually send Cavin into the same egg hunt that Coper was doing for the last half hour.
Right.
If it was the book as well, he'll go check tablets, he'll go pop into Total Rock and be like, yep, I got it, nope, leaving, and
Yep. Probably go fight Ag. Give me just one.
as far as the tracker goes, everything looks good. They both have Pod and Swamp Palace crystals. Yeah, Flippers, Moon Pearl. Coper has the same as Cavin, except he's lacking the green pendant. Coper didn't have the mushroom yet, but he's going to get it very soon.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry for that.
Nah, no problem. We've looks like we have a tracker working. Just in
excellent.
time, honestly. Ooh, Coper is going to opt to do the green pendant as well.
And with him knowing where
Oh, no, he did.
Never mind.
I think what he wants to do is he wants to portal up, or maybe he's just double checking it to be sure.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm not sure he does either at the moment.
Yeah, just as I was worried about, he's doing his backwards turtle rock.
Mm-hmm. One heart left.
Squeezes it out. Made me nervous. Gotta make sure not to get hit in
Didn't
this
even have
next
Cane of
room.
Burna equipped either, no.
I do think Cavin checked all the bonk locations. I don't remember anything being of value there.
Did he get west of Vanilla Sank? V Bonk Rocks?
I thought he did. I thought he cleaned up both of them.
I might have missed it. I did get up.
He might not have. There was nothing there though.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, no one has the fire rod currently. Alright. Okay, Coper will be able to check the bat, which Gavin did pop down here, but he didn't have the powder. So this will be a brand new item.
there a rod in my soup?
It's 50 rupees. Yeah, everything is nested
We're still
in
on search.
undesirable locations.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what he's hoping to accomplish here. Really wasn't going to be anything there. Alright, we'll be getting our bombos.
It seems like it's pretty much the play to make.
Yeah, the one medallion that you don't need, but it actually might be required to defeat a dungeon. Still depends where that fire rod's at.
Truly it does. As
Sure
Fur mentioned in chat, that we've got 3 crystals locked on it at this point. Has to pop up soon, right?
Yeah.
Soon, contingent on player routing.
I mean, technically Swamp isn't, or excuse me, Skullwoods isn't, but it's most certainly desirable.
Right.
Okay, he actually didn't check this spot.
Ah.
Could have sworn I had seen it. It's such a nightmare to get, you know, Boots late, Titan's mitts late, or Mirror late, just because those just weird little off locations you have to go back and remember.
Right. And also to feel just that strangling slow pace of certain parts of the game, then to get that stuff and feel like, oh, this is going to open it up, and
yeah, it doesn't do anything.
Where are we?
Finding your hook shot, then they got to go to Swamp, and they basically got no reward from it.
Yeah, well, the bow was in there, which led them to Pod, but...
Oh, that's right, the bow was there. Just kidding.
Yeah, but then Pod turned out to be... I mean, mitts were there, but it was like just a huge runaround. But as someone mentioned in chat, well, that's entrance Rando. Looks like Cooper is heading back up the mountain.
Yep, he's going to knock out his Ice Palace. You might as well, honestly. Even if that Fire Rod's somewhere else, at least you got your crystal out of the way. Cavin appears to be stuck, though.
Yeah, he's in a brain lock.
Unfortunate, because he definitely has quite a few things left he could do.
Yeah, and he's
unfortunately not much.
Yeah, he's been holding pace with Cooper really well too, and just the longer he should just pick something. Is going to be his best bet at this point if he's really lost. But I guess what's left.
This is interesting right here. Is he going to check that medallion, or is he going?
You know, did he not check Lumberjack? Does he not actually know?
I have no idea, actually.
Yeah, we did miss the start of the.
Come down.
Yeah, I have a feeling he might not have known.
We'll see what he decides to do here.
I think he'll be dead set.
I was still curious if he was aware of how to do Aghanim, but he seems like he's got that, so... You gotta make that lovely trip back up the mountain, figuring out which cave it was to go up there, or you could just take the mirror way, which, if I didn't remember, that's what I would opt to do. Or hookshot way.
Yeah, at this point, I think I'd try to stick as much on the overworld as possible. Especially with the hammer, you can pop right back over.
Pod is Crystal 6, and Hera, I believe, was Crystal 5.
That's correct.
Which is either locked by Quake or the Fire Rod. But, you know, I mean, you could need to go to the Meyer slot to go get your Fire Rod, and Quake being at the Green Pendant location.
Nice bomb jump from Cooper. But yeah, we could have a Fire Rod buried in the Meyer slot, that's right. Bodied by the swordsman.
Yeah. Just doing his Aga. All the lead that it seemed he had seemed to have disappeared quite a bit because of all the overworld exploration he was missing.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but who knows? We may not have seen the last of what the seed has to offer in the way of...
That's true. It's still hilarious to me that, you know, one of them has the green pendant but doesn't know where to turn it in, and the other one knows where to turn it in but just didn't get it.
Right. And again, just a thing that's almost perfectly in sync, and we'll see, who knows, maybe Sasha's just got the couch cash, right?
Or maybe they'll both be, you know, in sync to go to that spot.
Yeah, and then the longer Cavin has that green pendant, the more likely it happens that he might just forget he has it, or that he hasn't turned it in.
That's very true, too.
Yeah.
I don't know. He won't forget that he's turned it in necessarily, because, well, I guess you do have to talk to him, but
right,
he still needs to find the location. I'm sure that would snap in your brain, like, oh, I think I might have that.
I hope so.
I'd be more worried if he had found the location and didn't turn it in.
Right.
So far, nothing good at ice, though.
Yeah, not
give
yet.
Them any oh, there it is. The Fire Rod.
Indeed.
Fire Rod and Ice Palace, it makes perfect sense. I don't know why they couldn't just figure that out. With Bombos being locked by Aga, which was locked by Ether, which was in Ganon's Tower.
Well, that's one of those things they just didn't want to admit they knew because of the horror.
Which you needed the Titan's Mitts for in Pod, which you had to go to Swamp to get
the bow.
Which was locked by the hook shot.
Naturally. Oh,
ooh,
man.
That's actually kind of ugly.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're getting, I think we're already past that 9-item change that confounded our runners earlier.
Let's go ahead and say, I'm happy this isn't my seed. We'll just leave it at that.
What do you, where do you head first with this Fire Rod, Ak?
You immediately go to whatever dungeon is at Skullwoods, because you know you can complete it.
Absolutely.
Yes, you can complete it, so that's where you go.
That makes sense, because it's the one place you know it's definitely useful to. And easy enough to get to.
Yeah.
Knock it right out, yeah.
You just knock it out and pray to God that the items are what you need, and honestly, you're kind of hoping you're going to see a Tower Hair or something, just because it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, at that point, you've got the boots, you've got the rod, you can just, take care of the whole thing if you do end up locking an item in the basement.
It's really ugly, though, is that as far as the logic's concerned, it also did add those couple of chests over at Ganon's Tower back into play as well.
Right.
To be Quaker Ice.
Yeah, well, the all roads lead to Ganon seed, just back into the tower over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great dungeon to do that. You have so many different...
Cavin celebrating his awesome strats.
I see that now. You think it's going to follow the linear progression, or do you think there's going to be any trolls in Stored still?
I'm trying to think. The big one is going to be the Ice Rod since...
and Quake.
Right. Yeah, because there's a dungeon that can't even start yet until Squiggle Coin.
Mm-hmm.
Although, in some ways, maybe dangling Trinix in front of you, going, but I need the Ice Rod.
Yeah.
Might just be enough to drive somebody off.
I guess putting Quake and Turtle Rock is really obnoxious right now also.
That's true. Quake and Ice Rod in Turtle Rock.
No,
on the laser room.
Just go ahead and put Quake and Turtle Rock and put Ice Rod in whatever the other location is.
Right. And Koper getting through that Cold Star fight pretty well, considering you didn't get him cornered. Just unloaded that Fire Rod quite handily.
And only had Master Sword too, he didn't have his tempered over from the Mushroom turn-in.
Right, which does make that quite a bit harder.
Right, he's going to go ahead and head over here and finish up Mothula.
Yeah, I guess that is one of the other places you run with your Fire Rod.
Cavin never found the book, and Koper has it. I don't know what's up with that one.
I want to say that was in a cave on Death Mountain, but with the way things were at the beginning of this run, I might have just been placing something.
They said a handful of items.
They did both eventually. That's right. Because it has an unnamed. Now it was in. Cavin following the logic into ice.
He'll be rewarded with his Fire Rod. Be happy to see it.
Yeah, it'll be frustrated relief, I'm sure.
I think I actually, honestly, at this point, probably would have forgot about Mothula.
Yeah, at the very least, where to find him again.
I remembered where to find them, but I would just, especially if I knew that there were no items there. I don't know how many items that they've taken out. I know the cane was there, so I mean, unless there was something else I didn't see.
Well, Cobra does make quite quick work of Tila there, avoiding too many times catching the spike buffer.
You know what? Cavin does have the book. He just doesn't have it marked on his tracker, because that's the one I've been looking at, because that's all I've had up until recently.
Right. Yeah, and yeah, with my monitor setup, I have the switch up to get the trackers, and then, but I do still keep referring to Cavin's own tracker, which he's got bigger fish to fry than keeping that up to date.
Okay, so I guess there was still an item dragging at Skull Woods.
Oh. Yeah, he's opting to go. Give
3 bombs.
Nice bomb. Well, at least he has one to get back if he wants. But the mirror's a little safer.
That's actually a fun bomb jump to do. All you gotta do is just line up his ears to match the same pixels as the sideways triangle, and you're good. It's like it's almost like designed to fit there.
Right. Yeah. On the other hand, both runners did make that ice palace jump look easy. And that one's a little trickier to line up.
Yeah, that one involves some sub-steps in it.
Yeah, it's real easy to get to the edge and just go, oh, I just need the... Oh, nope, I need to not fall into the pit. That's what I need to do.
Alright, here at Skull Woods, which means, I guess Meyer is at Meyer. Is this even randomized? But
oh, it's been randomized.
He cleaned out one item so far. So either he's gonna need Quake or Ice Rod, or he might be making some more trips into Turtle Rock.
Yeah. Or, hey, as we did point out too, it might be back to the tower.
Yeah, we're back to the tower. Good lord.
Yeah.
Back to the tower right now is actually the more the higher percentage play, which is kind of disappointing.
Right. The randomizer found out we were going to run a tournament and decided, oh, I'm going to show off all my strong points. Like, look how much the tower matters. And isn't it neat how you have to go backwards into Turtle Rock?
I think that's what's made this seed
Ooh.
as brutal as it is because every single dungeon has just had like one item in it that's locking you out of the other ones, and you have to determine the correct order to go into them.
Right. The seed of all of the halfways.
Alright, so I think
Moldorm 2/1/2.
Ooh.
Oh no. Taking the hit on that so he couldn't take advantage of having that glitch with being able to just point away from the edge with the sword.
And he's Moldorm was saying, you cannot have my ice rod, and by ice rod I mean compass. Get down to my tile room. A little better work of it at the second try though. Clean kill.
Yeah. So we're up to a whole 3 crystals? But we do have the 5 and 6.
Yeah, that's true. We do. Now we've opened up the bomb guy. He was hanging out in Meyer, if I recall.
Yeah, he was living in the Meyer shed.
Yeah, and there was only one item, so he does have to check this tower room.
It looks like we're a little ahead on code. With all this waiting we're doing, I think we're both at least in the tile room at this point.
Yeah.
As he takes the coffee break, taking the iframes off the pegs.
I don't blame him. He's been at this for
yeah, get up,
over
stretch.
2 hours. I probably would have went to like Burger King or something during this.
Right.
This has been too long. Alright, let's see what this item's going to be.
The bombos as...
Oh, there was nothing in Hera. That's brutal.
Harsh.
So as far as I see it, you've got Green Pendant, the bomb, and finishing up the items in Total Rock, which you can do.
Right, we can get all the way to Trinexit.
He's going for the bomb.
Indeed. He's going to set them up the bomb.
Might as well. You've cleared Aga 1, so it's not unreasonable.
Yeah.
Cavin got his fire rod, so he's probably gonna do his Macula and Hera.
Yeah.
What's that?
I was gonna say, and since they have cleared Aga 1, they can take advantage of the
the portal,
the front of the castle. Yeah, won't even have to do anything funny like hook shot in the ledge or taking damage or.
I just hope that bomb still ignites. It was in the rain not too long ago.
Well, I guess that's what makes it super. Also, the fact that it doesn't damage you.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. You'd think that would be instant death.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a hype cave. Wow.
Oh, hopefully it is.
That's one hype right there. This was definitely the right place so far.
Oh, wow.
Will it be the Quake combo?
Prize money, a little bit of love.
Wow.
Prize money? Oh, just dwindling down on the roofs. Alright, well, I mean, I think Turtle Rock's the play now just because you can get through it. It is a crystal.
Absolutely.
You gotta just...
This item chain. That's actually like really disgusting. All the steps you have to take to get that ice rod. All the steps you have to take to do Turtle Rock is nuts.
Yeah.
You throw in a green pendant Quake, and then honestly,
you know what? Yeah, that's about like the only other thing you can do at this point.
SM's fired. Like, I will fire him, and I will start a strike on this tournament because none of us deserve it. This is not fair to anybody.
We've seen some doozies out of this, and we're supposed to be ramping up the logic in the later rounds, right? With the optional if both runners choose in the finals to go completely full madness.
Sometimes that could actually be a little bit beneficial.
Oh, is that right?
It's more confusing to the player, but it might not necessarily be as difficult to route because it's confusing, but it kind of does give you just a pinch more freedom.
Interesting. I've never tried it myself, so I've no experience. As far as what madness does, someone in the chat is asking. You probably know better than I do, but I think that's the stage at which they introduce when you walk out of the door, you may not be where you were when you walked in.
Yeah, it decouples your entrance and exit, so basically every single doorway is its own independent entity to its like own other place. So you could go in and out of a door, that same like set, and basically travel all through Hyrule.
And that definitely can lead to some interesting effects if you get everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, are you willing to bet on those dice?
Yeah, I think if I recall, one of them, like the entrance to Mire was the right entrance on Desert, which you can't get to.
Oh, right. So you have to use the logic to do it.
You had to find the exit to that door to go out of that to go into it, and
right, and especially if you don't have the mirror yet, or
you can't mirror.
I guess you. Oh, is that spot not accessible from the Mire?
No.
Oh man.
If it was accessible to Mire, then they could have gone to the laser bridge.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's true. We did discuss that earlier.
Yeah. What just gets dirty about that is you'll be like, oh, I need to go to Spike Cave later. It was, I don't remember. Like,
and it won't even matter. Like,
you have to remember the chain of doors you have to go in to get to a place, opposed to just remembering one specific door.
Yeah, and when that door might be, say, Mimic Cave.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
If they need commentators for that, I will gladly not do it, because I don't even know what's going on when I'm playing it.
Right. And honestly, if there's anybody who can really do that format justice to explain what's going on, then power to him. I think part of commentating that would just be getting lost with everyone else.
I feel like you'd need at least like 3 people per like one stream, like
Per
one
side.
one person to like, you know, just a team of individuals with like pen and paper, just writing down every entrant and exit to be able to give you some sort of information.
It's it's a doozy.
No Quake so far yet.
Yeah, no.
I didn't. There is an item from Trinex because he does have both the compass and map. Opted to use his safety strat as well by exiting out. So if he dies, that's where he reappears.
Yeah, definitely a good move at this stage. It's been 2.5 hours, and not that he's not capable, but I mean,
the guy's got 19 hearts.
Yeah. Does he have or well, he's gonna pick up the magic fill here. Never.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with half magic, this should be cake.
Just
as long as he doesn't slip.
I think his issue here is or if anything, it was because he only has blue sword, and honestly, I don't blame him.
Oh right. Forgot that he had not gone to pick up his temper. Trying to hold off the ice. Probably a smart play, considering he's gonna have to work a little bit longer on both the fire side and the core.
I believe Cavin's on his way to go pick up, or no, he's on his way to Hera. I don't know if he did the big chest yet or not. Will this be Quake? And if it's not Quake, does Coper remember the places he needs to go? I think he does.
I think he'll remember, but hopefully this is Quake.
Yeah, we've punished them enough. Give them a break. Let them finish their run.
Give me a Quake. Give me a Quake.
It is not Quake, so...
Oh, no.
There is still a... Either it's in Ganon's Tower or it's in the overworld. Ganon's Tower or Green Pendant. Wow, this is something else.
I kind of want to see him go to Ganon's Tower just to either find it or work it out.
I don't want to play any more tournament runs. I'm so happy with my run, and these are just nightmares. I'm done. I want to quit on a good note.
Right?
Don't make me suffer through this.
Yeah, Furame pointing out a bit of runner psychology there too. Of when you hit around 220, that's you're like, where's the dot done though? Like I'm supposed to be getting whooped right now, right? And then sometimes you weigh that against if you see these things in a ridiculous order, maybe they got just as lost. And heading over to the right side. Does he wait through tile room on the first try? This is the thing I see runners do more in the entrance rando.
I don't think he has a choice right now because he doesn't have a key.
Oh yeah, right, of course. Because of right, because he left his up the tower.
Yeah.
Oh man.
They're under the assumption that he knew that there was a key here. I unfortunately don't.
Yeah.
Have the logic to deduce where keys will be at Ganon's Tower.
I'm not quite that sharp myself, but we may find out if baby Helmasaurs are required in this case.
That would be really, really interesting, actually.
Just a very specific epithet on a seed.
That's so much salt to the wound.
I want to see that in the item chain.
I suppose if you're paying attention to the keys you got early
sharper
on, you would
minds.
know.
Yeah. Shout outs to chat for knowing that one better.
And the fact that he hadn't opened that shortcut door probably really suggested that had to be a key.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Kevin's doing the right move and turning in his bomb. That's good for him.
Yeah, Emperor's point out that the super bomb ends up being required.
Yes. Yeah, the ice rod there.
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah, Furame
super required.
Yeah. And in just as trolly of a place as it could ever be, too. Hey,
there's the Quake. Oh,
wow.
man. Oh, there's the other sword. All right, so that is go mode. The
Yeah, it's
green
it's time
pendant
to
was
start
not
finishing
worth it.
things off. Yeah, because we have accounted for all 4 swords. I guess the only thing they'd have left that would be nice, and they already, well, he already beat Turtle Rock, so doesn't need it, have been the riot shield for the lasers.
Yes. Yeah, man, that's a really good point. Like, how many items has he even missed?
Yeah, we're about to mostly fill the tracker again. I know that was the
I mean,
run
there's only
earlier
2
today.
items in here, and he missed the green pendant. I mean, I guess, and then all of them in Eastern. So that's
That's
5.
true. Yeah, but they've been just about everywhere on the overworld as far as I can.
There's nothing I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, besides more duplicate fairies, shops, and fortunes, but obviously that's not interesting.
I mean, I think they'd already been in them all.
Oh, and of course, Amp pointing out red mail.
Yeah.
Which,
But
hey,
there's
maybe
still
that's
6 item locations at large here that haven't actually been checked.
yeah, mail, shield, bottles. It's a boomerang free seed.
He actually just got a boomerang. He got the blue boomerang on right
was
side
that-
of Ganon's tower, yes.
I missed it hyping about Quake.
Yeah, and then the red boomerang was obviously on the bumper cave.
Yeah.
Good news is, too, is he will have a lamp for this dark room. You'd think you would have been able to track that thing down 2 hours and 32 minutes in.
Yeah, hopefully. And I hear a lot of 2 different ways about the Meyer dark rooms, and then the proof has been in the runs that that skull pot in that first room is tricky to find.
Yes.
Everybody has a slightly different way of just poking along the one wall, or you find the door and that makes a different sound. And
I just honestly, when I do it, I mash A and panic and like grit my teeth. I think that's my preferred method. I don't like that room at all.
Yeah, it's real tricky, and I just hate the red beams.
Yeah, you're trying to finesse a pot, and you got fireballs coming at you at all directions.
You have to change your orientation constantly, and so it's I got hit in the back 6 times. All right.
Nice. Making good work of Meyer here, though. He's probably
yeah.
very happy to be done with this run.
Yeah, definitely, and he's, as we said, in go mode, and so he's kind of, it's his to lose. He'd have to take a number of Ganon falls or get stuck in the soup on Vitreous and just die out, but I think he's got potions at this point.
Yeah.
And then with Silvers, Vitreous isn't even going to be an issue.
No. Slightly disappointing too that Cavin was like right there on the cusp.
He really held in, and
I mean, I think he actually went in for a half second and was like, "Why am I here?" And he left.
Yeah.
As far as going into Aghanim early.
Yeah, he came in and did a little run around and ended up leaving.
Little did he know, like, that was the play to make, and then that would have led to everything.
It was probably about another 10 minutes at least before Cobra had gotten up that way.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's the randomizer. You gotta gamble.
Finding the ice rod probably would have been a little bit difficult, too, if you still had all that stuff to check.
Oh, definitely.
In the midst of everything, like, you've already done everything in the game, and it's like, oh, here's this one overworld location you can check now. You want to try it? Sure.
Yeah. But luckily our runners both catching on to that one pretty quickly.
Yes.
I'm getting the kiss from Zelda before he heads off.
At that point, it makes me wonder if they knew that they hadn't found the hype cave.
You know, it It hadn't occurred to me, but I'm sure that they were waiting for it because it is obviously it earns its name, and it's just a high probability spot with all the items.
5 items, you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, and when there's only about 3 good ones left.
Yeah. Well, there's only like 8 spots left to check in the game, and here's 5 of them. You know,
Right.
I'll play that game all day. All right. Cavin finishing up Trinex, and jkoper doing all right on Ganon.
Ooh, getting a hug.
It's all right.
Yeah.
He's got the hearts to power through, and a cape and half magic.
I think I saw he had at least 1 blue potion. But yeah, he's past the bats now, so.
Looking down at Cavin's screen, he has half a heart holding a
Oh.
crystal. That might have been
Wow.
a little close. I'm watching the Ganon fight.
Yeah, jeez. Yeah, I got distracted with the Ganon fight too, but pulls it out and good on him. Yeah, trying to sneak those spin attacks in when you don't have Butter Sword to just finish it right away. Like, he just turns so tight.
It's very nice of Ganon to take about 1,300 teleports 2 hours and 30 minutes in. Like, that should teleporting should actually like be disabled at like the 2-hour mark. We need to write that into the logic. There's just no.
I like that.
No point.
Adjustable mercy seeds.
Yeah, 2 hours, no teleports.
Yeah, no blue balls on Aga, no uniform number of short teleports on something. Oh, and there it is. Or what? No, miscounted.
Yeah.
Wow. And
GG.
yeah, nicely done, jkoper. Let's give it up for jkoper.
Yeah, shoutouts to them both for
Powering through it.
dismantling this nonsense.
Yeah. Shoutouts to the chat and the audience for sticking through all the technical difficulties, following us through a couple different channels. We do appreciate it. And, I don't think we really got to properly introduce ourselves. If with the layout, it'd be a mystery. I'm Epibliticus, and I'm joined by Ack the Boker, if I got that right, who is one of the runners in the tournament who won quite handily.
Yeah, I did a good first run. Got lucky though. These seeds,
like you said, these have been intimidating.
These seeds make me just want to like take up checkers or something. I'd be like, you know what? I had a good run, but I'm done.
Right? Oh man.
Checkers player.
Yeah. Checkers randomizer somebody comes up with and just sends you right back to
get me out of here. No, I refuse.
You can't play on those squares. And Shashlik is.
Not sure if jkoper will want to come talk about the seed, or if honestly he just might be ready for a nap.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't blame him either. I know someone in chat was asking about Burger King delivery. I wonder if that was on behalf of any of the runners.
I had made a little snippet about that.
Oh, gotcha. And Sports FA remarks, checkers on a scrambled board. you got 4 red squares together and 4 black squares together. What do I do?
King me.
Oh. Yeah. Oh no! In this game, you get kinged at the middle of the board.
Yeah, I was curious if Cavin was gonna know where to go next after he had finished up Turtle Rock. Considering he's already left 4 chests at Ganon's Tower, I think he might have just written that off as like, you know what? I'm done with this place. I'm never coming back.
Yeah, but as he tries to get out, it just pulls him back in. Hopefully,
this will be interesting if he's going to go check hammer pegs, because I really wanted to know what this item is.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the pennant, so he should turn it in.
He's not going that way, so.
Oh, yeah, no, heading down.
Oh, actually, he is going that way. Well, it would be if it was the normal vanilla location. He's going to be going to the sick kid. But maybe this will stir in his brain.
He might think of purple chest after this too, and then head that way.
Yeah. What do you think it's going to be? I vote Mirror Shield.
It seems like a good pick, or maybe the mail upgrade. At this point, it's either that or trash.
It's not a sword.
Oh wait, never mind. I got mixed up. Watching this run too long. I thought we were picking for the blacksmith for a second, then I realized we knew it. But yeah. So Sauce.
I'd have bet you on that one.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think it's got to be a mail or shield.
Yeah, but which one are you picking? I picked mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna go mail. Because you picked shield, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so it gotta be at odds. Somebody's got to win.
We both just can't be winners or losers.
I mean, we're probably both going to be losers and end up with a special third.
That's actually guaranteed.
Rupee, right? And stopping off for the soup first, he's going to get his $50, which...
Oh, it's not in the pedestal, so...
On the arrow pack. That's true. We still have the, basically...
I would have changed...
Or, what was that?
Oh, I would have changed my guess, guilt-free, if the shield would have been in the pedestal. I'd have been like, no, I don't think it's the shield.
Yeah.
I think S&Buy is the winner. Sitting here, the puppet master.
Yeah, he's been just an ace on these randomly generated seeds.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, obviously with jkoper finishing ahead, but depending on the way that Ganon's teleports get randomized, like at the moment they get, it's possible if you had a really close race, if the seeds lined up with the way those numbers work, that somebody gets a quicker Ganon fight out of this.
I think the Ganon's fights are scripted.
Oh, are they identical? They just pick the numbers ahead of time. All right.
Yes.
Okay, that makes it more fair in this format for sure.
What would change that is if say one of them falls or dies, and I think it'll change it. But as far as everything else, I believe they are scripted to be the same.
That makes sense, and especially for the format. But of course, that leaves open the crazy I fell and end up winning scenario. But that would just that would take some bananas.
A really early fall. I just don't know if you could save that much time.
Oh yeah, no, it would take an absolutely remarkable amount of teleports.
I fell on purpose. That's what I would say.
I'm a genius. I know exactly when to lose to win.
I don't know if jkoper is coming in for the interview. I haven't looked at anything yet. The only thing I do know is I do have his actual Twitch open, and he's not there.
Yeah.
So unless his headset is somewhere where his webcam isn't, he's not currently at his computer. Rumor has it he's going to Disney World though after his win. That's what I heard. I think he went to Disney World.
Which is also randomized in this logic.
you don't know where it's at. You don't know what ride you're getting on, and you most certainly don't know how long you're waiting in line to get on it.
Wait, so what's a Magic Kingdom? Wait, the slot or the actual? Funnel cake at Animal Kingdom confirmed.
Oh man.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he has to get up to stretch the legs a bit. Probably just
don't
blow
blame
off
him.
some steam after this one. We're seeing...
Maybe he's working on his randomizer resignation letter. That's what I would be doing.
Yeah. I think he might just submit the VOD for that. Holy cow. This was a doozy.
Yeah, that's a good resignation letter. Here's my run-through.
This. Man, just seeing all those full-out dungeon clears.
Oh, here goes our little hedge bet here.
Yeah.
What's it gonna be? Please don't forget to talk to him. I will cry. No!
Oh,
someone was right.
Everyone's a loser.
Sports Hefe was right. He obviously cheated.
Sports F, yeah. Disc. getting up to 19 hearts. That was the dream with one of the seeds earlier. Somebody was really hoping to see a runner go to 20.
Only 16 bonks in 2.5 hours. That's not bad.
Yeah, no, that's quite good.
I mean, you'd like to say you got the boots late, but like,
But still,
they really weren't that late.
I was gonna say they were late in terms of the amount of time, but not the percentage. Oh,
AA is suggesting that this is not the top 10 worst seeds of randomizers jkoper's played in. I could take a gander of what the top 10 are. Was it worst case scenario followed by worst case scenario followed by worst case scenario 10 times over?
Was that one of the practice seeds?
No, that was
no.
An AA Plando that is like actually hell. It's the most retarded thing I've ever seen in my life. I couldn't finish it.
So Ampharos would be the expert on knowing at least the worst seed that Coper's probably played.
I believe Christos has a... it took Christos 6 hours, if that will give you...
Yeah. And that was entrance shuffle too?
Oh no, he's going left side.
Well, he has to. He's got to get those 40 left, right?
Yeah, but
has he been back since?
That's not where they're at.
I know.
Oh, fine. I'll go and get him.
Yeah, just in case, because at this point, it's one of those things, if you don't do it, you're going to kick yourself. It's just going to lead to him kicking himself for having done it, though. But what a trooper. I mean, this is... Obviously, it takes a lot of mental fortitude, you know that.
He doesn't need a key, because there will be a key at the...
At tile
room.
Yeah. And as him by, he left his rando room untouched. Walked right by it.
Yeah, he decided not to go in those 4 chests because they haven't been known to have any sort of value.
Yeah, so he's gonna realize it was actually a better move than he thought.
He just accidentally hopped in the portal and there's really no way to backtrack, and then he just said, whatever, I got my boots, see you later, I'm gonna go win the game.
Yeah.
Actually, I think this will be a relief to know that you might have could have won, but you didn't because you didn't check these 4 chests.
That's true.
I think I would actually be very
with
happy.
the hindsight, you'd know.
However, if I would have saw like Quake there and then been like, jkoper only finished 10 minutes ago, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, you might just hit the 4th right there. Just like, you don't even want to finish.
And he gets to skip tile room too, so honestly, he's saving frames.
Yeah. And Molly, we're not sure if JK's gonna come into the chat or not. Right now, on his stream his picture-in-picture, he's not there. Okay, and SM by confirming the epic item chain. 14.
Yeah.
That's most of the screen. Exquisite artisanal randomized seeds.
I'm not surprised to see an item chain that high. Like, I mean, some of them, they seem a little bit worse than they actually are just because you did them backwards, but I mean, this one did, like, just push you from, like, this to that to this to that, and it was never efficient.
Yeah, it felt backwards, but it was actually the way to do things. Because, yeah, we didn't see, I don't think we even saw anybody bother with, like, fake flippers or anything with this. You know, trying to just squeeze around anything. It was just, well, I can only...
nothing you were going to do to squeeze around it. And
yeah,
flippers
and then
were
I think I was
openly available.
Right, and then Zora was garbage, and I want to say, well, I'm forgetting what Hobo was. Was he the last sword?
I don't think hobo was anything.
So like items like that just got factored out of the seed.
Oh.
Well, he gets his butter, he gets his quake, and
he's ready to to give that nasty eyeball guy, you know, a bad time. He's got a.
Well, hopefully he goes cape strats on it and just lets it all out.
That would be nice. I would like to actually like downgrade my sword to a master sword just to get some more time out of it. At that point, I think
he's going poke strats with the cape and 4 green potions, or I guess 2 in this case, but
that would be fun.
B strats on Vitreous.
I think someone might want to check and see if jkoper's still alive. Like, I actually do worry about the guy. That seed was rough.
Somebody in chat pointed out that he's apparently a dog owner and was going to check because he did just spend a good chunk away.
Oh, I'm sure he's fine. I was just making a terrible joke.
Oh, no. I just meant I do expect he'll be back. I mean, at the very least, he's left the stream on.
2.5 hours, man. I don't even
going on 3. Yeah.
My heart can't take it.
It's been
it's too much.
It's been one thing after another. Just
I could barely watch it.
It just I don't know, maybe I haven't seen all the seeds in the tournament or the matches in the tournament so far, but this just had just something about the pace. It was just so weird. It was like there was always something not happening.
It was very unfortunate for jkoper because I believe he did this seed. He played well, but he just did it backwards. And that's not your fault. You don't know.
Right. And then Cavin, we said earlier, if he just would have bit on the Aga play, then...
Yeah. He made the right calls early on, but at the same time, too, because he wasn't doing his routing the same way. He had left a lot of things open, and then that took away from his Aga move.
Right.
Like, I don't blame any of them for those decisions.
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, it was an absolute quagmire to try to navigate through as far as routing.
I don't think I've ever heard that word used in a sentence before. I'm actually kind of proud.
Well, shucks. I was going to say, at least not one related to a Family Guy, right?
Yeah, no, you did the actual legitimate definition of it. I'm impressed.
Oh, thanks.
It only took 2 hours and 52 minutes and 45 seconds for you to do that.
Right? Quagmire speedruns. And Cooper is back. We'll see if he's up for it. He's there.
Hello?
GG,
excellent
sir.
run, Cope. Yeah, GG.
Thanks.
That was obviously a just amazing seed in some respects. not the ones you were looking for.
That was a nice, quick, easy one to get you out of the first round. How did you feel about it?
Yeah, that was an ordeal, that's for sure.
It was I mean, you powered through it though. Nice. How hesitant were you when you did finally choose the Agadim route, Aga 1?
I was a little hesitant. Not that hesitant.
I mean, it seemed like that was running out of options at that point.
Yeah, I was running out of options. I think one thing that was in the back of my mind, that I wish I could have checked quickly is the oh, why are we on Game Boy's channel?
We had a lot of technical difficulties.
Yeah, we had a rough start.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, we only got 20 people now, but anyway, yeah, I forgot where the potion shop was.
Right.
I could have looked for it eventually. Oh, sorry. I don't need to pull that up over the top of that. But yeah, that was the one thing. I turned in the mushroom and I didn't know where the.
You ended up missing out on the last sword upgrade for that, if I remember.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it seemed like by the end of it, it didn't really matter.
No, I mean that's not gonna kill me. But I was certainly wondering when I when I was going into Ganon's Tower the second time, I'm like, man, I've checked a lot of spots and I've still got 2 sword upgrades left, a mail upgrade, another shield.
Yeah, which I guess neither of you ended up finding the other shield or mail.
Yeah.
But Cavin did remember to pick up the sword. But yeah, that ended up being just absolutely grueling at the end, and I guess you guys ended up with the full clear of Ganon's Tower by the end of it.
Yeah, I cleared every spot in Ganon's Tower. Well, part of that is my fault and maybe his too, because it's not something that you think about, but skip the key from the Helmasaur, and then I had to stop and do the tile room because I had skipped that key.
Right, but at least at that point, the tile room actually is quicker.
Well, yeah, no, I wasn't gonna go back up. And plus the fact that maybe the tile room actually has something. And
yeah, that just would have been the nicer thing. Just, hey, Quake.
Right. I don't think that was possible, but man, it was crazy.
Did you consider the green pendant coming into play at all?
Yeah, I did, and then I thought I've got other options that won't take that much longer. That'll give me more spots. So
definitely.
I mean, green pendant wasn't an option until I got the
fire rod
lamp off the lamp.
Right, that was how I pointed it out too.
Which you needed the boost that
extra
you didn't have at the point.
Yeah, a real tease of a seed that way. Oh, look at it, and then by the way.
Right. That was probably the best part, I think.
Yeah, because at least you could go get it.
I mean, the lamp on the lamp itself was.
Oh yeah.
That's a pretty fun circumstance that you're never gonna see now outside of this entrance randomizer, and it takes a lot of circumstances to get it there now. Although, I mean, if Eastern were at if Ganon's Tower were at Eastern or something, then it wouldn't have been such a big deal that the lamp's on the lamp there, because maybe you get early boots and then it's right there. But with Ganon's Tower at Ice Palace, that's a lot of things blocking the lamp there. So that's kind of funny.
Yeah, it really is amazing, the chains that can come out. As Imbibe remarked in chat, I don't know if you saw, it was actually a 14-item chain.
No, I didn't see that. I was not in chat until 9:50. Well, 3 minutes ago.
Right. But yeah, so it was definitely a doozy of a seed. I was gonna.
All 3 medallions being required. That's pretty cool too. You don't see that.
Oh yeah, no, you're right, and required in not necessarily their sort of vanilla kind of ways, where Bombos ended up being used for the Ice Palace. Because I was thinking, there's only 2 medallion plates, but yeah, no fire rod.
Yeah, that's the only way to require all 3 of them. But
right.
Yeah, I was the happiest I was in this seed was when I saw the fire rod in Ice Palace, because then I knew that everything was going the way it should have been going.
Yeah, definitely a huge confirmation boost there. Just you got it. You made the play.
Right.
Towards the end of the seed, had you when you found Hype Cave, is that the sort of thing that you keep track of? Like, but I still haven't found this. Like in terms of locations.
I definitely keep track of the 5-item caves in my head.
Oh, for sure. Especially
so that was something that I had been looking for a long time, and yeah, had to full clear the whole overworld just to find it.
Yeah.
So I think this is the first entrance randomizer where I've entered every cave that I can remember. So this was.
I don't recall you missing any of them.
I can't think of a miss either.
No,
Of course, you'd know a lot better than I would.
Yeah, there were some that I skipped initially, but I came back to them. Yeah, man. Do you guys know what my total item count was?
Ooh, didn't catch it.
Yeah,
I missed it on the stream. I know.
You missed obviously pedestal, green pendant, and then the 3 items that are in Eastern. I mean,
yeah.
you wouldn't do those. I
missed the 2 items in Meyer.
And the 2.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, but at that point, it was just getting it done.
And I missed that last sword upgrade, I guess.
Yes.
But I can't think of anything else that I missed on the overworld.
So mushroom, green, Eastern. Yeah, it's like 6 or 7. Like, yeah, you had a good 153 item seed. Wow.
Man. So, I don't even know.
Yeah, at this point, I think we're all pretty worn out on what a just wild seed this was.
The seed was so long, I think my dog may have peed on the floor twice while it was down here.
Oh no.
That's why I went after it. It was over. Go clean that up.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
You definitely played well. It seemed unfortunate that you just might have gotten unlucky. Like, everything you did made sense, but just how the seed worked, it was almost like you did everything like backwards or in the opposite order that was obviously intended of the seed, but how you did it made sense.
I don't know. There were some things. It seems like you were almost required to enter Ganon's Tower twice.
Yes.
Because you didn't have the fire rod the first time in there.
Unless you were gonna do ridiculous torch strat or on those.
Right. Which
and actually, well, the last and isn't the last torch gated?
No, you have to do a bomb jump to light that.
Right. So, yeah, so that'd be
it's pretty dumb.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't expected items to be, behind that if you didn't have the fire rod, so there was no point. So yeah, definitely you had to go back into Ganon's Tower twice and then
perform the full clear.
Right. It's just, man.
Which made it like if you were to, not backtrack, you had to.
Hello.
Hey, GG.
GG.
Long grueling seed.
Yeah. That was one of the worst seeds I've ever done.
that may be the most ridiculous item or entrance randomizer seed I've done so far.
Which made it like if you were to, not backtrack,
quite something.
You had to...
GG. Long grueling seed. The chat and the commentators definitely in agreement on that. It was just an absolute bear.
that may be.
It was a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Ridiculous item. Yeah.
And speaking to that, there was just you two were really neck and neck in the strangest way of just the way Ak was saying that jkoper had been just kind of rubbing against the grain of the seed. Cavin seemed to be finding those seams and slipping in, but then having to go do the other parts anyway. And it seemed like the crucial moment came down to in the strangest way of Cavin almost did Aghanim at the one point. The way Ak was saying, and if for what it ended up being for Ice Palace, like you might say that was probably the turning point.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't do it because I had forgotten what was in Lumberjack Cave. I had been doing a bunch of practice seeds before the race, and I got them all mixed up, so I thought Lumberjack Cave was somewhere else.
Yeah, and we definitely noted when you did make your way back to Lumberjack, the frustration you showed at the bombos on the ledge.
Yeah, I was like... Yeah, at that point I was like, wait a second, is Bombos actually there? I thought that was in the previous seed, but no, it wasn't.
Yeah, you had made it to Ganon's Tower before jkoper had.
Oh,
It wasn't
really?
too far off, but you actually did make it there before him.
Yeah, but I had to go back because I didn't have Samaria.
Right.
Well, I mean, that wasn't really necessarily in play till the fire rod. But he had to go back too, obviously.
Oh,
Yeah, I had
okay.
Samaria the first time in there, but I wasn't going to do anything on the east side until I had
Right.
the fire rod.
Yeah. Because Samaria was in the front of Skull.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, between the two red items, being able to get through that right side to finally find Quake, it's pretty much the play.
I was actually really worried that was in the 4 chests that I skipped on the left side by mistake.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you did.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
skipped the rando room with the bomb wall just by accident. I stepped on the teleporter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my heart sank for you a bit as you stood there trying to reason the teleporters back.
Yeah, I don't remember if there was anything in there.
There wasn't.
There wasn't.
Yeah, it ended up being a null thing.
So, man, that was that was just an ordeal. I see you actually killed the land molas and did that. What did Sasserella have? Probably.
It was like a heart piece, I think.
Yeah.
How many hearts? How many heart containers did you end up having, jkoper?
19.
Same. Yeah.
It was a very healthy seed that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hearts were the only thing coming early, and
Yeah.
it. And then, man, I don't remember what kind of broke the seed open. Getting the hammer was nice.
Yeah, the bow seemed to be a big one too, getting kind of pushed through swamp after finding the hook shot, and then bow gave you a couple of options, but then it was obvious at a certain point that Eastern was going to be behind GT, so it was pod, which got you the mitts.
Yeah.
And those two plays seemed to really kind of bring the energy back into the run for a while.
Yeah. See, I was trying to play it safe and not go back to pod until I had the lamp.
Right.
But obviously that wasn't possible.
Yeah.
I was willing to do pod with either the fire rod or the lamp, but I didn't have either.
Right.
So did you finish it without either of them, or did you?
No, I just held off and I went to G Tower and was like, oh, there's the lamp.
Yeah.
I tried doing it without either, but I died in the dark maze. I'm bad at that.
Oh, okay. Oh, you died in the dark maze? That's
yeah, just before the big key.
Yeah. So did you get? Oh wait, the sword was downstairs? That's right.
Yeah, I had no idea where the sword was, but yeah, at one point I was like, wait, I've got the master sword. Cool.
Oh yeah. No, I could tell immediately because I had full health down there, and then like I swung my sword and
right, and sword beams popped out, and you know we were the chat and we were confused of wait, when did he get master? And so we kind of reasoned it down to it must have been in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a question. Did you ever find the Meyer shed?
Like the actual Spark Cave?
Yeah,
yeah, the one on the left of Measuring Mire.
I know I did.
The only dungeon or cave I didn't find.
Maybe that was in Death Mountain, Dark World, like in the southwest, perhaps. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually don't think you checked that chest, or that location, Gavin. The one that was in the bottom left of Dark World, Death Mountain.
Maybe I didn't.
Yeah, there's two on the west side of Dark World, Death Mountain. There's the Birna Cave, and then there's the just one random cave way on the west.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, now I didn't check that. I didn't even know that cave existed. Oh, forgot.
Yeah. It's an easy one to forget, and then ended up not being of importance.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, this showed my inexperience because there were so many times when I was looking for caves and entrances that weren't even there.
Oh, I was gonna say if you didn't say that, I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, this was a test to be sure, and you both weathered it pretty dang well.
Yeah. If nothing else, I think this prepares you pretty well for the next round, having to full clear everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's supposed to be another race happening right now.
I don't know if early. Well, I guess actually this ended up being the early start off of the would have been late start off the other man. Yeah, I'm not sure if that threw anything off.
Yeah, if we had started this when we were supposed to start this, it would.
Now you mention it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad for your sake. It wouldn't have bothered me too much, but I don't want you staying up later than you want.
Yeah, it's already midnight here.
Oh, I guess Tara's not back yet. Oh, Tara's here now, but I don't see a race up.
Still a
Honestly,
great and very entertaining run.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I thought you had finished like an hour ago, and so I'd given up at the point when I was doing Aga 1. It was just like, okay, I've lost. Let's just do swagging it with the bug net and just have fun. Stuff like that.
I don't think there was any fast way to do this seed.
Yeah, I would agree with you there for sure.
Not logically, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, you would have to ping pong and do things inefficiently to do it quick, but you're never gonna know that.
Yeah,
Right.
it was a whiz rope seed practically.
Yeah.
I'll just save it and then just 2 months later be like, hey, I came up with this plan though.
There were only a few layers of complexity left for the seed. Really, we didn't get to do the green pendant and the pedestal, but yeah.
I think I had you at 185 locations checked for cabin. I didn't see your scoper.
Okay.
Yeah, I had 185. Only 3 deaths, which is surprising.
You had the sickest cane strats ever. I freaking loved them.
Oh yeah, putting Brian to work real early.
Yeah, it was the first item I got. I just went right to desert and got it right away and was like, sure.
Yeah, and having to go low health through a spiral cave can be a little tricky at times too, just to wily Moldorms.
Yeah. I learned the hard way in some of my practice that it's a bad idea.
Yeah, I just throw bombs at them from a distance. They usually are good at running into them.
Yeah.
I think one of the most like panic-inducing moments was when I died to Argus because I forgot that I had the fairy in the bottle. So I was like, "Come on, don't die! Come on, don't die!" I was like, "No, I died!" And then I saw the fairy come out of the bottle. I was like, "Oh."
Nice.
I never even used my fairy. Like I didn't die. I didn't even have a fairy type death. So that was good. Well, blue mail in the first chest doesn't hurt.
Yeah, that too.
And every heart in the game, but aggressive items are tough to come by.
Plus, if you stunned enemies, they dropped fairies.
Oh, I never found that.
Yeah, I mean, you could do it anywhere. Just hit something with the hook shot and.
Yeah.
Is that an aspect of the game that gets randomized with that, or is that a?
Yeah, it gets randomized.
Ah, okay. That was a detail I didn't know. Wow.
Yeah, that's been in a few versions now.
Ah, gotcha. Huh.
One of the items that gave me the most grief was the flippers. Because I was like, okay, I see the flippers, I want the flippers, I need to get to Swamp, how do I get them? And
Yeah.
You looked around for that cave for a little while too.
Yeah, I checked all the available caves, and then well, it's kind of funny how I got there. I save and quit to the mountain cave, and then jumped down, and there was that cave. So
right.
I never actually even saved the mountain man.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I couldn't find where I was supposed to take him.
Oh, you just take him to his normal home.
Yeah, but I suppose now I could have taken him through the back way, but I was looking for the front way, and so Or
no,
wait,
no, you don't. You
yeah,
don't take
never
him where the
mind.
cave is. You take him to the outside of the cave.
Yeah, you're right. I'm tired.
It's all good, Kevin.
It's fair.
Yeah,
Good thing he wasn't required.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, there's enough mind-bending aspects of this where you almost assume something crazy for how that's going to behave.
Yeah.
So the next
But,
race is on what channel?
I'll look. Let's see if I can see anything.
Terra and Monokai is on Speed Gaming, the original.
Looks like it. Yeah.
So I'm sure everyone will be heading over there.
Yeah, if anybody's left over here, make sure you do head on over there. Thanks again to Koper and Cavin for doing the run, stopping in with us. GG, and look forward and see more runs from you.
Yeah, thanks for the restream and the commentary, too.
Yeah,
No problem. Just
it was
ignore
a
the
pleasure
first
in
45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Thanks for doing the
and shout outs to
restream, kind of.
SMBI, Feasel, Game Boy, Dex at the beginning, and
Then Game Boy, and then
yeah, it's been
Yeah.
it was certainly a team effort tonight. So yeah, go check out Speed Gaming if it's not past your bedtime, and we got who was it, Tear and
Manochi.
oh yeah, Manochi85, who was something of a knowledgeable asset in the chat.
He's the late night racer.
No, I'm taking offense to this.
You don't count though, because you're in a different time zone, and I'm not letting you farm me at 5 a.m. anymore. I'm done with that.
Because I'm in Central Time Zone.
I thought you
That's
were.
not late enough.
You're in Central.
Yes, I am.
I thought you were European.
No.
Well, I mean, you got an hour on me, so I'm still not letting you do it.
Come on, man. If anything, I sound Canadian, not European.
I didn't. No, I actually thought someone else had told me that. I apologize.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, there are certainly other European people in the group, but I'm not one of them.
And you're like maybe also up at 7 a.m. every day too, doing randomizer.
Yeah.
From like 3 a.m. to 7 a.m.
Something like that. All right, we'll check you guys out soon.
Yeah.
See you over in the next stream.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hey,
see
take care.
us.
Great runs, guys.
All right. Yeah, great runs. Thanks again. To Speed Gaming. Good night, everyone.